Red State editor and host of Just Listen to Yourself, a radio show, Kira
Just
Davis.
listen to yourself.
Listen to what you're saying.
For me, what the American dream is simply opportunity. You look around you, you look at the people who have changed this country, who have invented things that we use every day. They have all come from struggle. They have all come from hardship.
Black people in this country have literally built America on our backs. We came from nothing. We are the people who had nothing, demanded the right to have what was constitutionally guaranteed, got that, marched, got the right to vote, got the right to work where we want, eat where we want, marry who we want. We did that ourselves. Somewhere along the way after the 60s, we became a people who was like, well, we want to stop doing things for ourselves. Other people need to do things for us. And you look and all of the numbers for the Black communities have dropped. Education rates, marriage rates, kids born a single home.
They were going up before the welfare state began.
Absolutely. We don't need government. Government has taken more from us than it could have ever given to us.
In 2008, you ran on a platform of really trying to become one of the most transparent administrations in American history. However, with recent leaked guidelines regarding drone strikes on American citizens and Benghazi and closed-door hearings on the budget and deficit, it just feels a lot less transparent than I think we had all hoped it would be. How has the reality of the presidency changed that promise? And what can we do moving forward to kind of get back to that promise?
Well, actually, on a whole bunch of fronts, we've kept that promise. This is the most transparent administration in history.
I think it's fair to remind the American people that the people that work in our government and serve at the highest levels are just people like us, and they all have their biases and they all have their hopes and wishes and dreams.
He's been polling fantastically over the years, but now we're looking at people not being able to put food on the table for Christmas, and Gavin having no other solutions other than, well, just stay at home. I'll go to the French Laundry. I mean, I'll do my traveling. I'll do what I want to do. My kids are in private school. My kids are getting private sports instruction. Everything's fine in their lives. But you all need to sit down and give up everything you've worked for your whole life. Give up the California dream. The majority of independent contractors, not just in California, but across the U.S., are women and people of color. Because when you are disadvantaged in other systems, the American dream tells us we can go make it happen ourselves, right? Yeah. And so that's what we do. And now the unions have come and said, no, you need to be a W-2 employee. And then the further push is to make us all be a part of unions. And if you're not a part of the union, then you just go on the dole. It's insidious. It's coming to a state near you. And the national version of this bill has already passed the House and is waiting for debate in the Senate. It is called the PRO Act. This is a national and, in fact, Dan, an international push to fight against the right to work. It's really hard to understand this problem until you're in the midst of it. This isn't about where the people come from or their race. This is about a system that is overwhelmed, that can't accommodate more. We're not who people need us to be if our system is overwhelmed. There's a reason why everyone wants to come here. Some of us are privileged to be born into a middle class or wealthy family. Some of us are privileged to be born poor. And we get to know what it's like to work our way up to the top and to appreciate what we have when we have it.
One thing, and this is why I wanted to talk to you, Speech, because one thing that I've always liked about Arrested Development's music is that you guys include things that are culturally relevant in your writing and even in your performances. You care about what is happening in the nation, and you've managed to draw that into your art form. And so before we get into the tough subjects, I'd like to ask you about how you view your music as a social commentary, or do you set out to be kind of a social commentary band, or you just set out to make some good grooves and then the rest follows? The biggest problem in the Black community right now that has spread to every other community in this country is that we don't have our fathers anymore. So you can't have your guy in the house, can't have a man in the house, or we're not going to give you our money. Boom, government comes in, is the father, and I'm sorry, but government is a really crappy dad.
In order to have an honest race conversation, each party, no matter what race, has to come to the table willing to give up their right to be offended.
That's called grace.
Amen.
And I don't know how much grace we have for each other.
TikTok really is a response to the short attention span of this new generation. And I don't know that it's best to fight that. I know a lot of people are like, this is such a shame. And this is the cycle of, technology and humanity. I think the best thing to do with it is to try to understand it, try to understand how your kids are using it, and respond to that.
Someone's going to wake up one day and be like, I think I feel black today. I feel like I was born in a black person, black person inside a white person's body. So we kind of predicted it would happen. I just really did not believe it would happen so soon. If this is not made into a Lifetime movie of the week, then I feel like all culture has failed.
Write your own stuff. You don't need to rewrite this stuff. It's just virtue signaling. Because she could have written her own books, right? Mm-hmm. But to take these and say, I'm reworking them so they're not so problematic, that's very self-serving.
Spoken as a true Californian. Everybody's working on a script.
I have 3. If you'd like to, contact me.
My husband, Mark Davis, believes that Valentine's Day is just a made-up Hallmark holiday designed to separate him from his hard-earned money, and he never celebrates. Mr. President, on the behalf of all American women, will you please right now issue an executive order via Google Hangout for my husband, Mark Davis, to spoil me this Valentine's Day?
Can I just say, Mark, I think here's the general rule. If mama's happy, everybody's happy. So do right, man. You will pay a higher price later.
America doesn't owe you an opportunity. America is the opportunity.